Okay guys, so this is part two. Sorry I had to do something real quick, so that's why I had to stop the video there shortly. So now what we can do is we can get back to taking the cover plate off and we can get started. So this kind of helps now that I got a brighter light here so you can kind of see this a little bit better. So of course, first step is we need to take off our screws for the switch plate. Of course, we're going to want to set the screws in a safe spot after we get them removed. There we go. Put our switch plate, see, I'll put it over here. And now, let's see, we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. Go ahead and loosen these out. Go ahead and do our top screw as well. There we go. And of course what we'll do is we'll do one more step here before we remove the before we undo the wiring here. So let's see. Our next step is, of course, this is where the voltage beeper comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that there is no live wires. Of course, that's always important. Make sure that there's no live wires because you do not want to get shocked in the process of doing this. Of course, I'll probably also show you the wires that we got going on in the electrical box here, so we can take a closer look at that real quick. Let's see. So this is kind of, we have what's going on here. So of course we got the two hots, we got the red and the black. We got our ground, as you can see, and then we got our neutral here. So they kind of did the switch kind of upside down, so that's the way we're gonna do the switch for the new one that I got, the replacement switch. Of course, you can kind of also see that this is broken a little bit here as well, so it is a good thing that we are replacing the switch because this is the switch that has gone bad. And of course, there's the wires inside. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up wiring this one up the same way that the other one, the same way the old one was wired up. So yeah, we'll go ahead and set this back up on the tripod. See that? Maybe zoom into it a little bit better. That's good. See, now what we'll do is, let's see, we'll start on doing this. So we'll do this the same way our other switch is. So let's see here. So make sure our other switch will work. So the other switch is a three-way. This isn't more of a newer three-way. This is an older three-way. So it looks like we do have the same color combination. The screw terminals are a little bit in a different area here. So let's see. Yeah, because our black screw goes to our black wire, and then that other screw goes to our hot wire. So yeah, we'll have to move the red towards the bottom here. I guess what we can go ahead and do now is we'll start with the ground screw. We'll start by removing our ground screw very carefully. There we go, got our ground screw removed. see if I can try and get this neutral wire out. It's usually harder to get these out when they kind of have them in the terminal blocks there. It's usually harder to do that, but see if I can kind of get it out. We might not be able to get it out, and that's fine. They left us plenty of wire access in the box, so. But sometimes what you can usually just do is you can usually just cut the wire and just restrip it, which that's usually easier. So I think in that case, that's what we'll do. So what I'll kind of do is, as I remove these wires, I will grab our new switch and we'll wire it up the same way that the old switch was wired up. That way we know that it'll work. So we'll kind of do this the same way how the old switch was. So do it this way because that's how our other switch is. So we'll do it the same way. We'll have to make the black wire go, so we'll have to change these two wires around here. So what we'll do, let's see, we already got our ground. So what we'll do is we'll undo the, the ground screws. That's as far as the ground screw goes. So what I'll do is I'll grab our new switch, bring our new switch in here, just like that. And we'll go ahead and do our grounding screw first, just so our switch is grounded properly. And now what we'll do our neutral wire. Do our neutral wire next. This does have the, I think this does have the thing, yeah. Let's see, it's kind of hard to see this, but yeah, it does have the little sliding cover. It's not cooperating. Now it is. There we go. So we'll get that slid in there just like that. Go ahead and tighten that down just like so. Of course, give it a little tug, make sure it's good. So that looks pretty good there. All right, so we got our neutral end and our ground connected. So now we will do the other side here. So what I'll do first is we'll do our black side first. So of course these are the two wires we kind of have to switch around on this one. So let's see, yeah, the black will be at the top now and the red wire will be at the bottom. So go ahead and cut this here. We'll do our black wire first, so then that way we make sure everything is in the correct order that the old one was wired up. Because that, of course, that's always very important as well when you're doing a three-way switch, is making sure that you get it wired up correctly and it works the first time. So let's see, this might be a little too long. Actually, no, that looks, well, it's a little too long. We'll trim it just a hair. Just like that. Let's see if that's good. There we go. That's perfect. Yeah, it looks good. So we'll do it at this bottom one, so that, because it seats better. There we go. course, give that a little tug, make sure it's good. So that seems to be good. And now what we'll do is we'll do our red wire now, which that will be our bottom lead. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and cut this one. We'll see if we can spin it out. Usually you can spin it out. Oh, all right, well that worked out well. We were able to save that red wire. So we'll just reuse the red wire. So we didn't have to trim or restrip that one, so that's good. It's always good if you can usually get them out like that. Sometimes they don't usually come out that freely. So let's see here. Go ahead and screw this one in. Looks like that one's good. Of course, double check our screws, make sure everything's secure. And I think that is it. So that turned out nice. Now what we can do is we can shove our wires back in here, make sure that nothing gets messed up. So of course, carefully push everything back in, just like it was. Just like so. And now we can screw it back in our junction box here. Make sure everything's lined up. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give it a test. Make sure it works. So we'll see here, make sure that's straight. Make sure it looks good. So we want it nice and straight here, so I'm trying to make sure it's about as good as we want it. So that looks good. Now the wires look like they're coming out. Check this side, make sure that side's good. Looks like everything appears to look good. So now we can go ahead and put our cover on, and we'll go ahead and give this a test and make sure it works. So yeah. We'll go ahead and put our bottom screw in. Go ahead and grab my flathead screwdriver. And we will go ahead and give it a test, and we'll make sure that it works. Not too tight because we don't want to crack the plate. So, I'd say that looks good, as you can see. So now what we'll go ahead and do is we'll flip the breaker on and we'll make sure that it works. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the flashlight too, because it also cut the power to the laundry room light, so you can see the breaker. All right, so now we got our lights back on, and let's see if it works. All right, so we're good there. Let's go check the other switch and make sure that one works. So now I should be able to turn it off from there. And now I should be able to come back over here and turn it on from here. So success, the repair is a success. And yeah, that is how to replace a three-way switch. So yeah, very simple, very easy. Of course, when you're going to replace a three-way switch, of course, you can go down to your local Lowe's or Home Depot, pick up a switch. It's only a few dollars for a new switch. And yeah, that's very easy, very simple repair, and yeah, very easy fix. So yeah, there it is. So that was replacing a 3-way switch in the kitchen. So yeah, there it is. So anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day.